74th Street, Broadway. Transfer is available to F, M, and R train. Transfer to the Q47 and LaGuardia Lake Q70 Select Bus Service to LaGuardia Airport. Transfer to the Q53 Select Bus Service. This is a Flushing Main Street bound service.
Hi everyone, today is July 9th, 2019. It is 89 degrees Fahrenheit right now. That is 32 degrees Celsius. I just got off a 7 train at the 74th Street Broadway station. This is a major station complex. It also shares a station with the Jackson Heights Roosevelt Avenue station on the E, F, M, and R lines. And right now I'm trying to get out of the station. It's always a mess here. This is the start of rush hour. It's 4:30 p.m. right now. But I'll be taking you on a walk through Jackson Heights and Queens. That's the escalator. I won't be going down there because that only takes you down to the mezzanine of the Roosevelt Avenue station to get the other subway lines. But I'm actually going down to the street level. At the street level, you can also transit to many buses here. Some of them go to LaGuardia Airport. There's 2. The most notable being the Q70 Select Bus Service. It's a free bus, making no stops between Jackson Heights and LaGuardia Airport. And there's also the Q32, which goes to Penn Station. As you can see, it's a very, very busy subway complex. I'm exiting to the right here. This is Broadway, which marks the boundary of Jackson Heights with the next neighborhood over of Elmhurst. Jackson Heights, along with Woodside and Corona, constitute the most diverse neighborhoods in the nation, probably even the world. I'm just going to show you a little bit of it. Just looking across the street, you see a Rainbow Bakery, East Smoke Wine and Liquor Place. But only one and 2 blocks down from here, you have a Little Tibet. And then on 73rd Street, there's a Little Bangladesh and Little Pakistan. And on 74th Street, which is this street here, is a Little India. And then along 37th Avenue and Roosevelt Avenue, there's a Little Colombia, as well as Little Argentina. Although there have been a lot more Mexicans coming into the neighborhood, so it's not only those ethnicities that are represented here. If you have a deep stomach, Jackson Heights is where you want to be, because this is like the foodie capital of New York City. You can get many, many different exotic cuisines here. A lot of them from South Asia and the Middle East. Here's 73rd Street. This is, I call it Little Tibet. This is a digital goods store in Himalayan writing. It's not just only Tibet too, it's Nepalese, a lot of different places from the Himalayas. This is a very, very good spot. You can get a lot of Himalayan food. The momos are delicious. This place too is very good, the Himalayan yak. I've eaten here before. Now I'm going to cross the street here. Technically, this isn't Jackson Heights. I crossed over into Woodside for 2 blocks, but it's close enough. I also did a walk through Jackson Heights without narration if you'd like to see that video. I'll come back to this area later to the right, which is called Diversity Plaza. I just want to walk up 73rd Street and then come back down to 74th Street to show you Little India after I finish with Little Pakistan and Little Bangladesh. Some people group this entire area together and call it Himalayan Heights. I think that's a safer name to call it because there's just so many different countries and ethnicities represented here. The food is just amazing. You can just smell the aroma of all the foods throughout the street. There's even some specialty stores like clothing and hair salons, a travel store. Looks like these buildings have just put out their trash and recycling for the day. The New York City Sanitation Department will collect it soon, either today or the next day. It's very interesting to see a lot of people with traditional clothing on in New York City. Some of these fashions are very colorful and very stylish. It's very interesting to see. Here's a convenience store selling different things, money transfer. Now I've entered Little Pakistan, Desi Mobile, so a lot of different fashions in there. This is a very, very exotic fruit, the jackfruit. They don't sell that commonly at all in New York. This restaurant's doors are closed, but it's called the Ready Penny. The Apna Bazaar Farmers Market, a Himalayan farmers market. Here's a corner store, which is very common around the city. They're also called bodegas. It's Spanish. It comes from Spanish terminology. I forgot what it means though. There's Raja Sweets and Fast Food. Very good food in there. You can get many exotic sweets and different kinds of things. If you see a place that has a lot of people in it, you can bet that the food is good, especially if the locals dine here. Many restaurants across the street. Hey, what's up? So you even have these carts on the sidewalk that offer many different kinds of foods. Don't pass them up as well. There's Maharaja Sweets, a vegetarian snack restaurant. So cool. It's like I'm traveling without even leaving New York City, just coming to Jackson Heights. am waiting for the traffic here. (37th Avenue is the other main street around here. The other one being Northern Boulevard, which is a little bit further. I don't think I'll make it to Northern Boulevard in this walk. But this is 74th Street, otherwise known as Little India. You can see all the sidewalk stalls here, and the entire area just smells like curry. It's unbelievable. You just have to see it. There's Nandini Fashions, a wireless store, jewels. The whole area is just so vibrant with activity. And this isn't even the weekend yet. During the weekends, it's even more busy here. A driving school, silk fashions. Designer collections. Even though the design and dress may seem simple, these are all a lot of them are all handmade, and they can cost hundreds of dollars. There's the Indian Taj across the street, all-you-can-eat buffet from Monday to Thursday, 4 to 11 for $10.95. If you're hungry, that's the place to go. Here's Payless Shoe Store. It's out of business now. The parent company declared bankruptcy. Jackson Diner has been here since 1982. Here's a convenience store, pharmacy. Another fashion store, a lot of interesting dresses here and very, very stylish. Now here's a secret I want to tell you about. This multi-business store, it looks like a cell phone store and an electronics store, but towards the back is a very, very good place called Lhasa Fast Food. And it's Tibetan food. It has some of the best momos you can find in the city. I highly, highly recommend it. And it's inside a cell phone store, so you even get businesses within other businesses and hidden away. You'll pass right by them if you don't stop. Just look at that. That's chicken and samosas, shrimp, onion rings. And the prices are very affordable here. Look at this. 2 pieces of samosa for $2.99. A vegetable samosa is $1.99 for 2 pieces. Down on 37th Road is more Himalayan businesses. But I'm just going to make a right like I promised and bring you through Diversity Plaza. The city created this space on 37th Road that's car-free, and you can just see why it's Diversity Plaza. There's just so many people here from all over the world represented. Everything from Asian to American, European. But you have some cell phone stores here, cuisines, electronics, jewelers. So it's not only even the food that's different, but it's the different type of businesses that are available as well. And if you're interested, this is the subway exit that leads right into Diversity Plaza. It's a travel store. The Kebab King is very good. They're not called the Kebab King without a reason. What I'll actually do to change it up is walk up Roosevelt Avenue for 1 block and then take 75th Avenue. And then I'll go on to 37th. This food truck is absolutely delicious, the Potala fresh food. Just be sure to practice some restraint here if you come. Don't go eating everything or else you'll be too full to experience the next meal. Just look at this area, so much activity going on, being a big transit hub. Here you can get your eyebrows threaded for $5. If you don't know, eyebrow threading is using a string. You can also get henna tattoos, which is dye made from a plant that's temporary. Most of the tattoos last about a week. The eyebrow threading, they use string to remove hairs and it pulls it out of the root. There's more Tibetan stores with the extension of Little Tibet, the Tibetan kitchen. I can't even pronounce some of these names, but these foods look very, very good. Here's some more traditional food, pizza and burgers. More Tibetan food. Chicken lollipop, that sounds really, really interesting. I've never heard that before. American chop suey. Let's get out of the busy hustle and bustle of Roosevelt Avenue with the subways thundering overhead so you can actually hear me. Now I'll make my way onto 37th Avenue, the other main street of Jackson Heights. After Roosevelt Avenue, I will make a trip on Roosevelt Avenue once I'm finished. This is one of the more quiet blocks next to the subway. There's some single-family homes here and two-family homes. There's also a historic district of Jackson Heights I'm going to show you later. Here's a safety company, OSHA classes, insurance and accounting services, a law office. Then across the street is all homes. Those homes are very well constructed. You can see the brickwork is very, very firm. If you're driving here, the parking is okay, but you'll have to search for a bit to find street parking. Here you can get some parking in the parking lot. The prices aren't too bad considering some of the prices in places like Midtown Manhattan. If you're ever questionable about a restaurant's ratings, all you have to do is check Google Maps or Yelp. This bakery company is very, very famous here, the ⁴ Bakery Company. There's an Italian restaurant across the street, Romeo's Italian Ristorante. And a Chinese restaurant, the Sagar Chinese restaurant. Live music. So you even have a Italian restaurant in the middle of all these Asian restaurants and businesses. That's why it's called Diversity Plaza, and a very good mix of ethnic backgrounds here. Ricky's Cafe is very good. Some more fashion places. Amrita Fashion. This is Food Dynasty, the local supermarket. I just saw across the street there's a South Indian vegetarian restaurant and a Tibetan Japanese restaurant, Asian fusion. So how about that? That's combining like two cuisines which aren't similar at all and just putting it together. It's very experimental, but I'm sure that they have good dishes. This is the corner convenience store. Bamboo House and Bar, Indian and Nepalese food. Different curries you can get, grilled food, vegetables and bread. Food Town supermarket across the street. The Growing Farm Grocery Market. This is Dewey Fratelli, Italian restaurant and pizzeria. HSBC Bank. Have to be a little bit careful here because the street is at an angle. This is Public School 69. Get your clothes cleaned here and dried and all ready at the dry cleaners, unit cleaners. Japanese restaurant. Here's another pizza place. A craft store with a lot of different floral arrangements. Chinese takeout, New Peking. The arepas lady. This place is so good. Cash only. It's a Colombian restaurant. They make some of the best arepas I've ever had. So now I'm going to make a left and I'll show you the Jackson Heights Historic District. This isn't the only part of the historic district. It extends all the way to 84th Street, I believe. But it used to be a big golf course that they developed over. And some of these buildings predate a lot of the development in Jackson Heights. The one to the right of me is probably the most prominent, and too bad I can't go into the courtyard because you need to enter the property in order to access it, but it's truly amazing. Maybe you could see some pictures online, but this is the Hampton Court. It's a co-op building. Co-op stands for cooperative apartment. Basically, in a co-op, you don't own your apartment. Everybody owns shares in the property itself, the entire building. So everyone shares the expenses and the maintenance. As a result of that, some of these co-ops can be less expensive than traditional properties. But they also have a board of, I guess it's board of directors, but it's an elected board by the co-op members, and it's up to them whether your application gets approved or not, as well as other major changes to the property. It has to go through the co-op board. There's Hampton Court. Once I go around to the front entrance on 35th Avenue, you can just see how elaborate it is. Now I'm at 35th Avenue. It's a very quiet residential street. More of the Jackson Heights Historical District is around this area. I would consider this street to be the center. There's the Denali Gardens across the street, also part of the historic district. And here's Hampton Court, the main entrance. There's a vehicle coming. I don't want to go. Oh, I have the walk signal. So this historic district is actually very unique. It's landmarked, and since it's so old, because of the designation, no major changes can be made to these buildings. Here's some more of the historic district building across the street. I don't know if you can make it out, but the design on the window is pretty cool and interesting. You see those buildings in gray are completely different from the red bricked buildings. This is 8008 35th Avenue. Also part of the historic district. This is a very impressive church, the Community United Methodist Church. I think that says it was founded in 1919, so a very old piece of property. The architecture on this church is unbelievable. It's just so old. Now I will take you down 82nd Street. Once I get past 37th Avenue onto and onward towards Roosevelt Avenue, the street becomes very, very commercial. I would consider 82nd Street to be the commercial center of Jackson Heights. This school to my left, the St. Joan of Arc School, is a very, very famous school in the area. The Q33 and Q32 buses will run along 82nd Street. That bus, the Q33, will take you to East Elmhurst. In order to afford living here, many people decide to room up with other people. I did read there was a census done in Jackson Heights, and there can be as many as like 3 families sharing a 1-bedroom apartment sometimes. Looks like something's going on there. The vehicles are honking their horns. Well, the drivers are. Now I'm at the commercial center of Jackson Heights. Here you have all the chain stores, such as Vitamin Shop, GameStop. All the banks are here. Here's something new for you. It's not the wait button, but
The next 33 bus to Jackson Heights 74th Street Row or Avenue Station via 82nd Street is arriving.
be prepared for a culture shock if you haven't experienced the street already. Sidewalk stand, lots of different fruits and vegetables. A Colombian restaurant across the street, Cocoa Tea and Juice, Banana Republic, GNC, Payless, which is out of business, along with the other Payless. I guess this is the only shoe store on 82nd Street, commercial shoe store other than Payless. There's also Foot Locker as well. Wow, that sidewalk door was kind of dipping in a little bit. That's not too good. The city does have standards on how much the sidewalk doors can dip before the business owner or the property owner gets fined. I try to avoid stepping on them if I can. Hey. So once I get to Roosevelt Avenue, I'll be crossing into the Hispanic and Latino area of Jackson Heights. I'll show you some of my favorite places once I get down there. It's Old Navy. Looks like there's a discount clothing store across the street, the Niños. Petland discounts is for rent. Here's a Duane Reade. Walgreens owns Duane Reade, but basically they sell the same type of products. It's just a all-in-one convenience store. It's the commercial convenience store of New York City. Now, instead of crossing on the Roosevelt Avenue, I want to show you the subway station itself. This is the 7 train station, 82nd Street station. It's a very crowded station. You have a lot of traffic coming in here for Manhattan bound and Main Street bound trains. I can't even get past without being aggressive. But this is the most dense part of Queens. What do you expect? ⁴ Street continues on the other side of Roosevelt Avenue. You know what I'll do? I think I'll walk 1 block of 82nd Street just to show you a little bit of Elmhurst. That's a very, very delicious looking meat there. It looks like a shawarma. Like I said before, this portion of Jackson Heights is more of the Hispanic and Latino area. There's Peruvian, Colombian, and Mexican products across the street. Mexican mangoes for $1 each at this grocery store. I'm hearing a lot more Spanish now. It's a fruit and health food store. I always feel so bad when I see people in need like that. I always encourage people to give what they can of their time. I know I do. There's a Hispanic bakery and restaurant. Now I'll cross over and head back onto Roosevelt Avenue to show you the rest of Jackson Heights. We walked a block into Elmhurst, but it's close enough to Jackson Heights that I thought I'd show you. I do find this block of 82nd Street very interesting. Little Colombia makes up a big portion of Jackson Heights. It's like I move over to the right and that woman just continues going straight, even though she knows that I'm going to be on this side. Wow, there's something I didn't see when I was walking on that side of the street, an acupuncture and Chinese herbal place. '82nd Market. If you see the locals shopping or dining at a place, you know a place is good. Kung Fu Tea is a Chinese bubble tea place, but people from all different ethnicities enjoy the teas just as much as the Asians. You want to be very careful here. It gets very busy. I think the traffic is backed up enough that it's safe to cross the street. There's people selling their wares all over the street here. La abundancia, baños solo para clientes, which means bathrooms are only for customers. I know that much in Spanish. La Casa del Pollo, Peruvian restaurant. So it's a place for chicken. A lot of fancy designs here. Now this place, I have to tell you, the Cinco de Mayo food market, it may not look at it at first, but in the back they have delicious, delicious tacos. I'll just show you here. Sábados y domingos. They only sell the tacos on Saturdays and Sundays, but it's a hit with everyone around the area. Some of the best tacos I ever had over there. It even rivals Los Tacos Numero Uno, which is located in Times Square and in Chelsea Market. But everything there is just so fresh. Something's wrong with this bus's display. Jackson Heights just gets very, very crowded right here along Roosevelt Avenue. It's an Ecuadorian restaurant, comida típica ecuatoriana. Places all around the world. So my battery just died, but it's actually pretty convenient because I want to show you a place which is really, really cool. Inside this e-smoke and convenience store, in the back there's a restaurant there. The only entrance is through this convenience store, even though it may look like there's one on the side. But this place has excellent, excellent shrimp cocktails and octopus cocktails. The ceviches are really, really good. It's called La Esquina del Camarón Mexicano. And they got a lot of stuff here. Tacos, empanadas, everything's so good here. But get their shrimp tacos. What I'll actually do, because it's so bright on this side of the street, is I'm going to go over to the other side. Cositas Ricas, Picadero Bakery. Just looking at all these pictures make me so hungry. Natural orange juice as well. Wow, the sun is just as bad on this side as it is on the other. Mexican food here. Another Colombian restaurant, salmon, mariscos, which are seafood. You can have the time of your life in Jackson Heights just eating. I wish I had a larger stomach because I want to just try all this food. Chorizos. There's some water. I don't want to get it on the camera lens. A travel agency. Wow, they don't even need a menu, they just show pictures. But what am I saying? They're just showing pictures for all their food. That's enough to get me in the store, that's for sure. As long as their food looks just as good as the pictures, then I don't mind. It's those times when there's false advertising and they show like the burger is so plump and like layered perfectly, like the bun's not even wrinkled, and then when you get it, it's like not even a fraction of the size. Hey. Wow, what is going on with this block? It's like roped off on both sides. There's a discount store, 99-cent store across the street. Elmhurst Hospital is actually not too far away down the block there. I forgot to mention that they do call Roosevelt Avenue International Avenue. Just walking along this street, you'll see many different changes. I'm almost back at 74th Street already. But soon you'll see it turning back into Little Tibet from Little Colombia. Fresh juices. I could use a juice right now. Peru. This looks so good, all this Mexican food. Wow. It's the best way to do business, everyone. Just show pictures of your menu outside the store. is an American and Mexican restaurant. Lolly's restaurant. And now I'm back into Little Tibet again, just from here. And here's a Brazilian restaurant. Wow. Food stand, tacos for only $3. Well, I'm going to end the video here, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Give me a like, comment, and subscribe. Ring that bell icon to get notified when I get a new video up. And I'll see you later for the next video of New York City or wherever I decide to go. And ending it off with the lovely New York City subway, as we all know. See you soon.